Hi guys, welcome back to another edition of ManView. I'm Gary. I will be your host. Let's jump right into the latest product review. So I needed a patio cover for my table outside on my deck, and I had been looking around for a while, and I started looking at a lot of the features and the benefits and the cost factor and of course the reviews to see what would work best for me. And I really landed on this one. This is by Patio gem. And the cover that you're looking at here happens to be pretty much the size that I have. I'm going to show you what it looks like when I unpack it. I'm going to show you what it looks like to install it and put it on your table. And when I say install, I mean, yeah, it doesn't just drop on. It installs onto your table. That's what makes this definitely better than almost every cover out there that I've seen. I'm going to show you that in a live video in a moment. The other thing here is that if you look at this picture, you can see that the table and the chairs are all underneath the cover. I didn't do that. That's something I measured and it was wrong. So I'm going to show you how to not do what I did and how to measure that properly. Make sure you get the right size cover that fits everything underneath. Okay, so let's take a look. So this is the color that they come in. The thing I love about this fabric is that it's dyed through solution dyed, excuse me, the solution dyed fiber, which means that it's kind of the colors throughout the entire fiber. So through year to year to year, through the heavy sun and UV lighting on it, it's really going to hold up well and it's going to look great for years to come. It's not going to fade and get dingy in areas because you're facing the sun on one side and not on the other. So you can see the comparison to some of the cheaper and less quality style covers that it looks like here on the right. So the things that we're going to look at today aren't long. I haven't reviewed them for a long period of time, meaning I've only had my cover for a little over 2 weeks, but I'm going to tell you what happened during those 2 weeks. So the first thing here, as I said before, is the UV light on this. It's very, very well protected, very well made, and the color runs through the fabric. So you're not going to get that fade or dingy look or splotchy look because one side of your table is facing the sun 6 hours of the day and the other side is not. That kind of thing. You want it always looking new as possible because you have people over at your house and they're going to be looking outside during the fall or the winter and they're going to be looking at your patio furniture and you want it to look nice and have it look new as much as as long as you can anyway. Powerful against windstorms. This is a huge thing which sets them apart in my mind from a lot of other covers out there, that the fact that not only is the fabric very strong and it's durable, but it also fastens to the legs of the table. Plus, it has a pull cord to really snug it up and make it super secure and tight. Um, it holds a tremendous amount of weight. I can't vouch for that because I've only had mine now in the summer. This is we are in May 25th of 2022 here in New York on Long Island, and am close to the water, so I have a lot of salt water in the air. I have a tremendous amount of rain, and I have a huge amount of wind. So most of my stuff gets pretty beat up outside. So I can't confirm how well this holds up in the winter. I will do an update one on this after the winter, and we'll see how this fares for that. So let's take a look at some of the other great features that this has. As I said before, over here on the left, it has that pull cord, which a lot of them do have, but I'm going to point out one thing here. If the fabric around your table is flimsy and it easily rips, if you pull that fastening locking system cord too tight, you will rip your cover. This won't happen here. This is a fabric. It's not plastic where it can stretch, rip, or pull away, and it's not thin. So you can pull that and get a really good secured tightness around the bottom of the legs. The second thing here, again, to me, this one for the third time, this sets it apart from almost all of them. You can take each leg has a snap-on strap that goes around the bottom of the leg. You snap it, and then you pull it tight, and that locks it to the table. If you're in an area where there's a ton of wind, or it's an open area, if you're a business and you're covering these picnic tables, say at a vineyard or a diner, and it's open area and you get a lot of winds, you want this type of locking system on it because it's really going to secure it to the table. Nothing's going to take that cover off the table with those locking systems in it. I haven't seen that on any other product just yet. To the right of that is the venting covers. So the venting covers are on all four sides, which creates that cross breeze, which is amazing, especially when you have a lot of salt water in the air or it gets windy and it lets the air pass through. It keeps everything underneath really, really dry. And I'm going to show you what that looks like in a live video. So if you have patio furniture, they have cushions on the chair and you slide them underneath there. This is the cover that you want for that, because not only does it keep everything secured and locked underneath it, but it lets the air pass by. So your cushions always stay soft and not dingy. They don't get moldy. They don't get wet, all that great stuff. And of course, on the right side over here, there's a handle. So there's a handle on multiple sides of it. You can just grab it, pick it up, and pull it off. In the video, I didn't need to do that. The whole cover weighs, I think, just about 6 pounds, so it's nothing. I take the cover and I pull it off on one side of the table and I kind of roll it right off the table. So if there's anything on top of the table, you don't want to pull it up and then slide it or flip it, the cover, and have that stuff go right onto the table. Defeats the whole point, okay? So it's great to have the handles on there as well. So let's take a look at how to do what I did not do right. So I'm going to teach you here to make sure you get the right cover and the right size. So when you're measuring your table and chairs, it's extremely important to know really just one thing. Do your chairs push all the way up against the table where the back of the chair is hitting the table? Or does the arms of the table stop the chairs from going all the way in? So in this picture here, that's what I had, and they didn't realize it. My chairs wouldn't slide all the way underneath the table because either the legs would hit each other underneath, or the arms would not slide all the way up because they're kind of raised, so they didn't slide all the way up. I measured the table, so my cover fits the table great, but my chairs don't fit underneath it. So this is the right way to measure it. Make sure that if your chairs push all the way up, measure it from end to end and also from top to bottom the heights. Just make sure that you look at that first before you order it, because I didn't. I assumed, oh, we'll just fit everything underneath it. That's not the case. Okay, that's my fault. That's not on them. So just in case you're in the market, again, if you go to the Amazon store here and you click on it, I'll put that link below. They have multiple options in regards to, here's on the top left over here. Looks like it's probably a round table with maybe 2 or 3 chairs for a round patio set. And then you have a much larger, probably for a couch sitting area type of thing. Maybe the fire pit is in the middle, that covers everything. And notice how taut it is on the bottom, meaning how tight it is and it stays flat, which is huge. It locks right in there. To something that be a little bit more like a table size like I had. In this corner over here, it looks like it's probably a bar, maybe a buffet style table and bar. And on the far right over here, it looks like even like a Chase lounge or some type of a chair that may be separate from your rest of your couch situation or couch setup for your outdoor set. So it may be separated so you can use that one as well. So they have a ton of different options. The one here in the middle, I don't really know what that is. I'm guessing if you own a 3-ring circus and you want to cover all, no, I'm kidding. I really don't know what the hell that is. I can't tell you what it is. But it looks like it's probably multiple covers taking at the ground level on multiple different setups of furniture. Maybe this is a business and they have tables outside for dining or things like that, and they use multiple covers. That's what I can see it from there. Okay, so let's jump in and take a look at what I have, my setup, and how it looks after it took a couple of weeks of really hard wind and massive, massive rain during the April months, and see how it would stand. Okay, so here's my setup, and as you can see, as I said before, my chairs did not slide all the way underneath, so I had to back the chairs away and then just use the cover over the table itself. I do have it strapped to the legs, and I have the bungee cord pulled at the bottom. That's me unstrapping the legs after about a little over 2 weeks. We had a tremendous amount of rain, a lot of wind, because it was April, and here on Long Island against the water on the ocean, we get powerful winds. So I just unsnap each leg. See, what I do here is I lift it from the top on one side and gently just lay it down so I get the whole thing over. And then I kind of just roll the cover back, because if you're doing this by yourself and you try to take it off using the handles, whatever's on top of the cover is going to wind up falling on top of the table, and you don't want that. So I just kind of just keep rolling it. Like I said before, the cover's not really that heavy. It's only about, maybe, I think it's 5 or 6 pounds. And then I just pop it off and I shake it out over there. So after, you can see all the garbage on the ground, that was from all the leaves, the seeds, stuff blowing. It rained 3 straight days here on Long Island, and the table, as you can see here, is immaculate. Not a stain, not water drop, nothing. Underneath the cover, even more impressive, not an ounce of any water or anything underneath it. Again, guys, this is the product. I'm going to put a link below so you can click on it, find the size that you want, and grab yourself one of the covers. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching. As always, remember, subscribe to the channel. Click on it. Click on the little bell notification so every time that we put a new video out, you'll get alerted about it. If you have any comments and feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Drop your comments below. If you have any questions about the product, by all means, put it in the comments below and I'll be glad to answer them for you. As always, I will put a link to the product so you can click on it, go to it, read other reviews about it, or purchase it if you happen to like it. Until next time, guys, watch Man View over and over and over again like binge TV.